Hey, my name is Elena, I'm 32 years old, and this is the story of how my husband slowly disappeared without ever leaving our house. We were married for 7 years. But the last year felt like I was living alone. Adrian used to be warm and funny. He used to hold my hand in public. He used to call me his best friend. Then something changed. Not suddenly, but quietly. He stopped talking at dinner. He stared at his plate. Or at his phone. I would ask about his day. He would say, "It was fine." That was all. Fine became his favorite word. And silence became mine. We were both hiding. At night, he turned his back to me. There was no goodnight kiss. No soft conversation in the dark. I told myself he was stressed. He worked long hours at the bank. Maybe he was just tired. But tired doesn't explain cold eyes. Tired doesn't explain no touch. Tired doesn't explain distance. One evening, I made his favorite pasta. I even lit candles. I wanted to fix us. He came home late. He barely looked at the table. "I already ate," he said. Something broke inside me. I smiled anyway. I always smiled. Days later, I noticed he was protecting his phone. He used to leave it anywhere. Now it was always in his pocket. He started going outside to answer calls. He whispered. He walked away from me. My heart began to fear the truth. But my mind refused it. I loved him too much. One Saturday, he forgot his phone on the kitchen counter. It buzzed. My hand started shaking. I didn't want to look. But I did. And I wish I hadn't. A message from a woman named Clara. It said, "Last night meant so much." I felt like I couldn't breathe. There were more messages. Flirty words. Private jokes. My eyes filled with tears. 7 years together. And now this. When he walked back inside, he saw the phone in my hand. And he went pale. "Who is Clara?" I asked. My voice sounded calm. But I was dying inside. He didn't answer immediately. That silence hurt more than words. He looked guilty. "It's not what you think," he said. The oldest excuse in the world. I almost laughed. "Then tell me what to think," I replied. My heart was racing. I needed the truth. He ran his hand through his hair. He looked trapped. Like a stranger in my home. "She's just someone from work," he said. "We've been talking." "Talking doesn't look like that." "Did you sleep with her?" I whispered. The question felt heavy. But I had to ask. He looked at the floor. That was enough for me. My world collapsed. I packed a small bag that night. He didn't stop me. He just watched. That hurt the most. No fight. No begging. I went to my friend Sophie's apartment. She opened the door and hugged me. I finally cried. For 3 days, he didn't call. Not once. That silence screamed. On the 4th day, he sent one message. "Please come home. We need to talk." I stared at the screen. Part of me wanted to ignore him. Part of me still loved him. So I went back. The house felt unfamiliar. Like it belonged to someone else. Adrian was sitting in the living room. He looked tired. Older somehow. "I'm sorry," he said softly. But sorry felt small. "I deserve the truth," I replied. "No more lies." My hands were shaking again. He looked at me with red eyes. "I didn't cheat," he said. And I felt confused. Then what was that message? I asked. My heart was pounding. I was ready for anything. He took a deep breath. Clara is my lawyer, he said quietly. And my mind went blank. Lawyer? I repeated. Nothing made sense. I felt cold all over. I've been hiding something, he whispered. Something I was ashamed of. My heart started racing again. What are you talking about? I asked. My voice was barely steady. I was afraid of the answer. He looked at the floor. Then back at me. And said words I never expected. I'm in serious debt. Everything inside me froze. Debt? Why didn't I know? I lost a huge investment last year, he continued. I tried to fix it alone. But it only got worse. I felt anger rising. Not because of the money. But because of the lies. I didn't want you to see me fail, he said. I thought I could fix it. So I pushed you away. And the message? I demanded. My chest felt tight. I needed clarity. He swallowed hard. Last night meant so much, he repeated softly. It was about signing protection papers. I was thanking her, he said. She helped me avoid bankruptcy. But I never touched her. I didn't know what to believe. My heart was broken already. Trust felt impossible. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. We are married. We are supposed to share everything. He looked at me with tears. I was afraid you would leave. So I became distant instead. I stood there in silence. The betrayal felt different now. But the pain was still real. He stepped closer. There's more, he said quietly. And my stomach dropped again. What else? I whispered. I didn't know if I was ready. But I had to hear it. He closed his eyes. I signed the house as collateral. If I fail, we lose it. The room started spinning. Our home. Our safe place. I was trying to protect you, he said. But I may have destroyed everything. I looked at the walls. At the life we built. And I felt the ground disappear beneath me. I thought he was having an affair. But the truth was even scarier. He was drowning alone. And now I had to decide. Save myself. Or save us. I looked at him. At the man I once trusted completely. And I didn't know what to do. Because love is easy when life is stable. But what about when everything is falling apart? And that night, standing in our living room, I realized the real storm was just beginning.